Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Reckless Paradise podcast. I am your host, Dystro, and tonight's episode is another debate hour episode. Um, this time around, it is a dual band episode. It's a debate hour over two of the most popular bands of the current generation of music at this point, I think. It is Sleep Theory versus Sleep Token. This one is going to be kind of interesting to talk about because both bands are good in their own right. Um, and both of them are genres that are both bands are bands that I've actually listened to in full. With their both of their albums that came out earlier this year, with Afterglow through Sleep Theory, and even in Arcadia through Sleep Token. I have endured and enjoyed both of their records up to this point. Um, but let's kind of dive on in here. So we're gonna start with Sleep Theory first. They were originated in Memphis, Tennessee. That's actually kind of cool. Their genres are alternative metal, hard rock, and new metal. Uh, they're through Epitaph Records, which is a good alternative metal hard rock label. Um, is an American rock band from Memphis, Tennessee. They formed in 2019 and consist of vocalist Colin Moore, guitarist slash unclean vocalist Daniel Pruitt, bassist Paulo Vagera. If I'm butchering that, I'm so sorry. And then drummer Ben Pruitt. The Pruitt brothers, nice. Um, the band began as a solo project of Moore's, a U.S. Army veteran who was then joined by Vagura. The band blends styles of heavy metal and R&B. They released their debut EP, Paper Hearts, in 2013 or 2023, which was preceded by the singles Another Way and Numb. The EP generated over 33 million streams in the next few months. On February 5th of 2025, they announced their debut album titled Afterglow, which would be released on May 16th of 2025, which is actually a good album. Um, it was in the Billboard 200 in the number 117 column. They were a featured artist on Never Tell's Break the Silence song. They have plenty of music videos. They won Best International Breakthrough Artist in 2025 at the Heavy Music Awards, which is actually cool to see them actually break through and actually go on to win it. So that's it for Sleep Theory. So now we're gonna go over to Sleep Token. Their origin is from London, England, which I can't tell hardly. Their genres are alternative metal, indie pop, progressive metal, post metal, and digit. Uh, is a subgenre of so digit is a subgenre of prog metal, uh, termed for an onomatopoeia of the guitar sound that characterizes it. Huh. That's actually kind of interesting here. They've been going since 2016 to present. Sleep Theory has been going on since 2019. So they got a little bit of a head start there. So some of their labels that they were kind of part of was Spine Farm, Busick, and RCA Records. Um, so some of their members is Vessel and Two. There is a website for them too. Um, so Sleep Token is an English rock band that formed in London in 2016. Its members remained anonymous by wearing masks. After self-releasing their debut EP One in 2016, the band signed on with Busick Records and followed up issued a follow-up EP called Two the next year. The group signed with Spine Farm Records and released their first full length EP, Sundowning, in 2019, which was followed up in 2021 by This Place Will Become Your Tomb, a third album, Take Me Back to Eden, which was released in May 2023, and their fourth album, Even Arcadia, was released in May of 2025 through RCA Records. So they went through three different record companies just to get their music out there. So just to clarify, Basic Records was their EP stuff. Spine Farm was doing their full fledged albums, and then even in Arcadia, which came out earlier this year, was through RCA Records, which is actually kind of interesting. So Sleep Token debuted in September 2016 with the release of their first single, Thread the Needle. The track was followed on in December by the band's debut EP1, which I said, and then in February of 2017, they released a cover of Hey Ya from Outkast, which actually sounds kind of sick, actually. In May 2017, it was announced that Sleep Token had signed on with the independent label and released their second EP, 2, in July. Ahead of the AP's release, the group issued two singles, Calcadia in May and Nazareth in June. In the publication's exclusive premiere of Calcutta, sorry, Metal Hammer writer Luke Morton described the song as an odd and unique mix of technical metal and expansive indie soundscapes. Jesus, sorry. Reviewing two for Distorted Sound, Matt Coran, Corkernan, sorry if I'm mispronouncing these names, I am so sorry. Also noted the combination of elements from multiple genres explain across these three spellbinding tracks, the band fully delivers on their genre blending promise, moving between light indie atmospherics and dark Michigan-esque heaviness in covering most of the spectrum in between, which that's actually kind of true. And then kind of goes over some of their early stuff. And then going into 2019, they've signed on with Spine Farm. And then that was the Sundowning album with the track The Night Does Not Belong to God, released as their first track from the record. They would continue issuing songs from the album every 2 weeks up to the release date, and it received generally positive reviews from music critics. Kerrang gave it a 4 out of 5, writing that it contains moments to truly savor and ideas and experiences that feel unique, but noting that the continuous nature of this dark mood entwined with the group's slow burning, listless pace does begin to drag across its 50-minute runtime. Prior to the album's release, Sleep Token played two sold-out shows in London and in Manchester. After its release, they embarked on their first North American tour, supporting metalcore group Issues. That's actually interesting. Before they broke up, alongside prog rock band Polyphia, nice, and rapper Lil Aaron. I do not know who Lil Aaron is, but that actually kind of sounds interesting. Huh. And then after a short UK tour at the beginning of the year, several shows to feature Sleep Token during 2020 was canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which was Knotfest, Download Festival, and Mad Cool in Madrid, which actually sounds kind of fun. During the summer, the band released an expanded version of Sundowning with 4 new piano-based tracks, collectively known as The Room Below, which would feature cover versions of Billie Eilish's "When the Party Was Over" and Whitney Houston's "I Want to Dance with Somebody Who Loves Me." That actually kind of sounds kind of cool. They would return to live performances in 2021. With 5 social distance shows called the Isolation Rituals. That's kind of cool little twist on it. However, these were ultimately canceled due to ongoing pandemic related concerns. Boo. They would eventually return in the summer, headlining their second stage at the Download Festival Pilot on the 18th of June. The day before, the band would announce their second album, This Place Will Become Your Tomb, and release a new single called Alkaline. Um, and then it kind of goes on to say Alkaline was gave their like first chart positions if it as it debuts on number 39 of the UK album charts for their album that year that came out. Uh, this place will become your tomb. Uh, Actually, that's good for them. The album was promoted on an 8-date headline tour of the UK and Ireland in November, with support from A. Williams. In 2022, in January, they were featured cover artists for Metal Hammer magazine, which that's actually kind of sick. And then in April, frontman Vessel performed an intimate solo show joined by only 3 backing vocalists, dubbed A Ritual from the Room Below. Um, and then they supported Architects alongside Male Violence on a short UK tour. And then we go into Take Me Back to Eden, which is their third record, and then goes into Even in Arcadia, which is their current day record. Um, I mean, like, when you hear Sleep Token, it's like their genres and their music style, it's very unique. Because like it could be uh, slow and methodical, but then like it kind of like it could pick it up like within like an instant. Um, which I actually kind of liked about it, like actually like about it. Um, which I mean that's to be saying something. So like I said, four records. It's actually not bad for a band at that point. Um, they are nominated for Emergence, Caramel, which I mean that should be on there, and Changes, which is the Black Sabbath song featuring Youngblood. Um, for Best Metal Performance, Best Rock Song, and Best Rock Performance. And then they're also being inducted into the Nick Nocturnal Awards for Vessel 1, 2, 3, and 4, Caramel, and even in Arcadia for Album of the Year, Radio Song of the Year, and Master Musician of the Year, respectively. Um, to be honest here, um, there is a lot of Sleep Token songs that I do not remember, but I know Caramel and I know like that gets played a lot for the radio for me, um, which that says something. That's got to be saying something. Um, Caramel and Damocles, like those two kind of get played a lot for me. But with Sleep Theory, um, I always get Gravity 3, Fallout stuck in my head, Paralyzed, Static. Like I have like a good like chunk of songs that are from that album that I've actually listened to on repeat a lot. Um, but I would be lying if I could not go for some, Damocles and Caramel every once in a while either. Um, I guess for the sake of argument, I'm gonna go with Sleep Theory. Only because like Sleep Theory kind of like it gives me a lot of like energy to get me through the day, especially with Gravity because I know that song by heart, um, and it's actually a very very good song in like the long run. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Sleep Theory. I keep wanting to say sleep token, but sleep theory. And that is it. That is the debate hour over and done with. If Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Who would you go for, sleep theory or sleep token? Let me know in the comments below. If you have made it to the end of this video, please make sure to follow us on all social media, links in the description below, which will take you to our Linktree page, which will take you to our Instagram pages, Twitter pages, the podcast Reddit page is on there, a gaming YouTube channel is on there. I know we're kind of the end of the month here, we're getting towards the end of the month. We still have, till the end of this month to get me to 1,600 subscribers. I know we can do it. Like I've said before, if I can't make it to the to 1,600 this year, there's always next year. It's no biggie. But with also that being said, please, oh shoot, I almost forgot the song of the night. The song of the night, it is going to be Break the Silence, which is Never Tell, featuring Sleep Theory. And that is it. And I will see you next Thursday. Peace!